2025 from the bustling streets of Guangzhou to riverside neighborhoods along the mighty Yangtze. China is grappling with one of its most catastrophic floods in the past decade. Brown torrents have swallowed entire towns, swept away vehicles, submerged homes, and shattered lives, amid the wails of rescue sirens and panic-stricken cries echoing through submerged alleyways. A single question seems to resonate nationwide. Could this have been prevented? A monsoon became a nightmare. I arrived in Huaiji County, Guangdong Province on the morning of June 21st. Though the sky had cleared, the land was still drowning. Farmlands vanished beneath thick, muddy waters. Children stood on chairs inside flooded homes, shivering from cold and exhaustion. A middle-aged man pointed toward the main highway. That road was dry just yesterday. Now the water's up to a grown man's neck. No one saw it coming. No one saw it coming. That's the phrase I heard again and again. From panicked residents to overwhelmed officials, the rain was heavier than predicted, and the drainage systems buckled under the pressure. In just 48 hours, over 70,000 people were evacuated from flood-hit zones like Guangdong, Hunan, and Chongqing. Early estimates suggest more than 300,000 people have been directly affected, while entire communities remain isolated due to landslides and flash floods. City streets become rivers, skyscrapers not spared. Drone footage and CCTV videos from Guizhou and Hebei show floodwaters reaching the second floors of many buildings. In Chongqing, where the Yangtze and Zhuang rivers meet, the situation is dire. Rescue teams are using inflatable boats to reach stranded residents. One rescue worker told me with a weary voice, "We've been working for over 20 straight hours. There's no time to rest." Major rail lines have been suspended. Dozens of flights grounded. The floods have not only paralyzed transportation, but have also disrupted domestic supply chains, fueling another blow to an economy already under strain from energy shortages and volatile markets. Red alerts and strained dams. China's Meteorological Administration issued red level alerts, the highest tier in its emergency system, across several provinces including Guangxi, Hunan, and Anhui. The Lishui River in Hunan has surged over 2.1 meters above its warning level, a terrifying benchmark not seen since the 1998 floods. Meanwhile, major dams, including the Three Gorges, Longyangshan, and Liashan, have begun releasing excess water to avoid structural collapse. While necessary, emergency discharges downstream have triggered new waves of flooding, further complicating rescue efforts. Residents in Yichang and Wuhan anxiously monitor the news, hoping for early alerts should the water rise further. Caught between despair and resilience. Back in YG that evening, I met 82-year-old Tang Yulan, who sat outside her half-submerged home. I lived through the 1994 flood, she said softly, but this is worse. That time, the water rose slowly. This time, it came like a tsunami. Relief trucks have begun arriving, bringing rice, bottled water, instant noodles, and blankets, but supplies are running short. The government has already allocated over 60 million yuan for infrastructure repairs. But according to one local official, it could take months to clear the aftermath. Tang's story mirrors thousands of others across southern China. Amidst the wreckage, I've witnessed acts of quiet heroism, citizens sharing food, helping strangers evacuate, and volunteering to aid rescue teams. Though fear remains palpable, a sense of solidarity and mutual care shines through the floodwaters. climate change, the warning we can no longer ignore. The floods raise an urgent and painful question. Why is extreme rainfall becoming more frequent and more violent? Chinese scientists and climate experts are sounding alarms. Global warming is intensifying the East Asian monsoon, increasing the likelihood of prolonged downpours and rapid flash flooding. Urbanization has made matters worse. As concrete replaces wetlands and forests, the land loses its ability to absorb water. Rivers rerouted by hydropower projects disrupt natural flows. In short, nature has nowhere to breathe, and when it lashes back, the consequences are devastating, unless China, and the world, moves toward a strategy of climate adaptation. These so-called century floods will become annual disasters. The 2025 floods are not just a weather event, they are a brutal reminder of humanity's fragile pact with nature. As dusk settles over YG, the rain begins again, lighter this time, but persistent. From the second floor of a house now serving as a makeshift shelter, I look out over a vast brown lake where streets once ran. In the distance, flickering flashlight beams bounce across the water as rescue teams carry out their last operations of the day. In this watery world of chaos, some things are lost, but much is found: courage, compassion, and the unyielding will to survive. China is hurting, but it is fighting, and when the floodwaters finally recede, we must hope that lasting change rises in their place.